What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Tool. Yes, indeed, Tool fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity boobity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Supervised Chaos. And this is actually Supervised Chaos's prioritized request for the month of June for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Chaos. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Supervised Chaos wanted to see me react to this. It is Tool with a tune called Wings for Marie Part 1. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Tool, yeah, no surprise there. And the video has 3.1 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Tool, Wings for Marie, Part 1, audio. Doesn't say official audio. But it is coming off of their official page, so I don't know what to, I'll just do what I have to do to, make it as safe as possible. So I will pause, I guarantee you. Don't know how many times I'll pause, but it'll be at least once. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Sweeping. Those could be brushes on the snare. free. You can go either way with it. I'm not sure. There's okay. I have found 3 different ways you could be counting this. It could be. I mean, it could be 12/8. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. And within that 12/8, you could just say it's 4/4 with a triplet feel, with a 3/8 feel. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. And then in like the last, I would say about 40 seconds or so, I heard a 3 pattern, a very distinct 6/8. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So you have 3 different patterns you could count this as. 12/8, 4/4. I know people are gonna go, well, aren't 12/8 and 4/4 the same thing? Sort of, but not exactly. It comes down to that triplet feel within each beat that defines it as being 12/8, whereas 4/4, it's very much straight ahead, quarter notes, or with 8th or 16th note subdivisions. Very clean in that regard, very even in that regard. But I'm also hearing that 6/8 too. So there's a lot of different ways you can handle this, and there's a lot of different ways you can count this. And the thing is, they all work. All 3 of them, they all work. So which one is it? I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning toward the 12/8. I'm kind of leaning toward that. Because that's what we're hearing within the guitar, and that's what we're hearing within a lot of Danny's fill work, is following that same 12/8 and the cymbals and actually that'd be more straight ahead 4, wouldn't it? I heard them do that a few times. But you know how Danny Carey is, man. I mean, he's the guy that will, while everybody else is playing a straight ahead 6/8, he'll be the guy that sits there and plays 7/4 against it and somehow makes it work. So, yeah, I'm not putting anything past Danny Carey these days. He's going to do Danny Carey things, and there's nothing anybody can do to stop him, boy. Nobody can control that man. He's out of control. He needs to be locked up. No, but as far as the feel of the song goes, I like what it's doing. I like the fact that it is open to interpretation, and a lot of people are going to have a lot of different opinions. And the thing is, until Tool comes forward with the sheet music that they wrote and says, here, it's in this time signature, unless they've done that, nobody knows for sure. Everybody's going to have their educated guesses. Everybody's going to have their opinions. But at the end of the day, the only people that know 100% for certain are the members of Tool. That's it. So, unless they have come forward and, announced to the world, ladies and gentlemen, Wings for Marie Part 1 is in 6/8. Sound the horns. That's right. Roll out those trumpets. Let them play to the heavens. For Tool hath spoken. Unless they do that, it's fair game.
Now, who can argue with that?
Rabbit!
Anyway, let's get back into this. We'll finish it out, and then we'll get to the review. Here's 4-4. But a sudden cut right there, which I'm sure probably leads into Wiz for Marie Part 2, if I had to guess. The ending left a little something to be desired with that free form. No tempo, just, free tempo. I don't know how they would pull that off in a live setting. I'm not sure. They got to just read each other, watch each other like hawks for cues and such. I mean, it can be done. It absolutely can be done. You just, you turn off the click. Obviously Danny would be back there with the computer, or somebody off stage would be back there with the computer with the click, and just hit the space bar, pause. And while it's paused, set up the next song. And then everybody on stage can just kind of watch each other for the cues and such. So it can be done very easily, but it can be, okay, let me rephrase that. It can be attempted very easily, but are they going to be able to pull it off cleanly? That's a whole nother story. Now, if anybody could pull it off, it would be Tool. I mean, they if anybody could do it, they could. But it would be tricky. It would still be tricky nonetheless. It had its moments. It definitely had its moments. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Tool with Wings for Marie Part 1. This was a request from Supervised Chaos. And this was actually Supervised Chaos's prioritized request for the month of June for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Chaos. Hope you enjoyed the show. Okay, I got a lot to say. I do have a lot to say. So we are gonna get to it right now. Let's get to it, and I'll try to keep it as short as I can, but I'm not making any promises. On a scale of 1 to 10, brace yourself, Tool fans. I can see this score triggering a few people. I'm gonna give that a 7.2. Yep, 7.2. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, the 7.2. What does that mean? Well, a 7.2 would translate to a really good scale rating because overall, I think this was a really good song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and a B letter grade. Yeah, B as in boy. So there you go, a 7.2, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. I'm sure there are going to be people who are just beyond triggered right now and are just screaming for my head, ready to grab the old pitchfork and torches and...
A riot is an ugly thing. And I think that it is just about time that we head
come looking for me, and because in their opinion, they think this is the greatest Tool song ever written. Well, they are certainly entitled to that opinion. That they absolutely are, and they can have that opinion. They can, you know, go up on that hill and stand on that hill, plant their flag, and die on it. I mean, that's great. If they really and truly believe that this is the greatest song that Tool ever wrote, that is perfectly fine. Having said that, I'm looking at this objectively, and I'm sorry, but I have heard a number of songs from Tool on the channel, even songs that I haven't heard on the channel. I've just heard on my own, like off the album Undertow. There are a number of tunes that are, in my opinion, far better written than this song. That absolutely blow this song out of the water. I'm gonna start with the big gun, and this is gonna be my opening thesis, my opening statement, my supporting evidence, and my closing argument, all rolled up into one. Can you say lateralus? The defense rests. Far more impressively written, far more intricate, far many more moving parts in that song than in this song. Okay, so I'm sorry, but this is not in, I don't think, and looking at the song objectively, looking at how the song is constructed, looking at how the song is written, even that says this is not the greatest song that Tool's ever written. Okay, it's not. And like I said, there's going to be people who disagree, and that's fine. You're welcome to disagree, okay? But looking at the song objectively, I'm sorry, but I mean, you got songs like, Lateral. All I need is Lateralus. I mean, there's The Grudge. There's, yeah, I would honestly say Prison Sex is more impressively written than this one. The Pot, absolutely. 46 and 2, yep. I mean, there's a lot of other songs that I think honestly blow this song out of the water. Now, does that mean that this is a bad song? No, it's not a bad song. I never said it was a bad song. I never said I hated it. I'm just saying it's not my favorite. And it's definitely not the most impressive song I've ever heard from Tool. There were some really good things going for it, though. The biggest thing, if I'm being honest, was the interpretation, not even the interpretation, the openness to interpretation that the song offered. It wasn't defined as this is the time signature. You could count this as 12/8. You could count this as 4/4. You could count this as 6/8. There are 3 different ways you can count this song. And the thing is, all 3 of them work. There's not one that stands out and says, I am the light, I am the way, I am the correct time signature. There's no time signature that screams that. Even 12/8, my own personal feeling, I'm leaning toward this being 12/8. Leaning toward, I'm not committing to that because that could very well be wrong. The only people that are going to know for certain are the members of Tool themselves who actually wrote the song. They're the only ones. Now, if they come out and they declare it's in 6/8 or it's in 4/4 or it's in 12/8, if they come out and make that declaration, well, then there's no further discussion to be had. They said it, they wrote it, they declared it, and it is then set in stone by Tool law.
So say it to Shepherd! Say
So until that day comes, it is open to interpretation. And honestly, I kind of like it that way because everybody's going to listen to it and hear it a different way. Some people are going to hear 6/8. Some people are going to hear 12/8. Some people are going to hear 4/4. And nobody is wrong. Nobody. They can all be interpreted in that fashion. As far as musicianship goes, if I'm being honest, it's not the least impressive musicianship I've heard from Tool. I've heard other songs that are far more simplistic in what's being played. Well, let me rephrase that. How it's being played. No, actually, it's what's being played. Than this song. Okay, this song had a little more complexity than that when it came to the musicianship, what the guitar was playing, what the bass was playing. Bass and drums were pretty much locked in together at all times, which I was really happy about. And bass and actually, about half of the song, bass and drums were locked in. The other half, bass and Maynard were locked in together. And Adam was just kind of there all over the place. And yet, as always, it lines up. But as far as what they were each playing, nothing really stood out and made me go, wow, oh my God, that was amazing. No, I never had that moment. Nothing caught my attention from anybody. I enjoyed a couple of things, like in the beginning when Justin came in with that really percussive attack in that signature Justin Chancellor tone. When that came in, I'm not gonna lie, I felt a smile creep across my face, and I was like, there he is, the Justin making his appearance. There he is, coming through the curtain. But I mean, just little things like that, not impressive, but enjoyable. Yeah, absolutely. But nothing about this song really screamed impressive or amazing or outstanding. Like I said, the strongest thing about the song is the openness to interpretation. I think that lends itself well to more ears catching on and more ears hearing the song and enjoying the song for these specific reasons as to what time signature they're hearing. But at the same time, they didn't do anything wrong. They did absolutely nothing wrong. I have no complaints about the song. I'm just saying I've heard other songs by Tool that, if I'm being honest, far more impressive than this and far more enjoyable than this. So that's just me. Couple of things I want to talk about. Do they play this song live? Have they ever played this song live? I'm really curious because of that freeform section towards the end where there's no discernible tempo. It goes into this freeform format where everybody's kind of playing their own thing. Now, can that be done live? Absolutely. It's done in jazz all the time. You just have to watch each other for the cues because there's going to be those impact points where everybody comes in to just for that one downbeat, come together and, go in that once we have come together, we've all gotten back on the same page for that brief moment. Go forth, frolic in the hills, and do whatever it is that you're gonna do. Just be ready for the next downbeat. You know what I mean? Whatever that downbeat might be. But with there being no actual discernible tempo, it's hard to say if there is even a downbeat. More like an accent where everybody just comes together and plays that syncopated accent all together and go. And then frolic. Now, like I said, if you guys watch each other, yeah, it can be done. Absolutely. As long as we're all on the same page, we all know to look to each other. And when we do, we're going to do it. Ready, and boom, absolutely. It can be done. Sure. So I am curious to know if they do this song in a live setting. I'm genuinely curious because I would like to know how well they pull it off. I'm just to satisfy my own curiosity. The last thing I'm going to talk about, and I know this is a bit of a controversial subject, but I'm going to bring it up because, quite frankly, I'm getting sick and tired of seeing these comments. When I posted up the filming schedule, and I had this list in the filming schedule, I was shocked, especially after what I said a couple of months ago in regards to, people complaining about other people's prioritized requests. You have to, or to be more specific, telling the requester how they need to make the requests. I found that very entertaining and infuriating at the same time. And it came down to the quote-unquote Holy Trinity. Guys, I said this in the last reaction for Tool. If I'm not mistaken, it was the last reaction for Tool. Unless Tool comes out and says, it is the Holy Trinity, it is not the Holy Trinity. That is fan speculation, and that is fan opinion. They were not written together. They were not written to be played, all three, at all given time. If it were that, they would have taken all three songs, combined them together into one song and said, here it is, you know? So to tell people that they have to listen to part 1, part 2, part 3 in order, and you have to listen to them all at the same time, guys, that's just asinine. Seriously, it's asinine. Having the gall and the audacity to tell people how to listen to music is ridiculous. I mean, I have my way of listening to music. I love to count. Do I sit there and tell people, you have to count? No, I don't. I have never said that. I said, this is how I listen to it. This is how I prefer to listen to it. If you want to try listening to the song the way I listen to it, this is how I do it. And if you want to give it a shot, give it a shot. If it doesn't work for you, that's cool, no problem. But I would never have the nerve to tell people how to listen to music or what to listen to. I would never do that. So when I see people in the comments saying, well, if you're going to do part 1, you have to do part 2 at the same time. And my other favorite, I saw a couple of comments. It wasn't the exact wording, but it was worded around these lines. You know, who requested part 1 by itself? You're doing Dave a disservice. You're not doing me any disservice. I'm going to listen. I'm sure, I am positive, Supervised Chaos is more than likely going to request Waits for Marie Part 2 next month. I'm sure he's going to. I'm sure in July we're going to get Part 2. So these comments are just ridiculous. And I know it bugs Chaos. I'm sure it does. If I were Supervised Chaos, it would bother me. It would make me want to stop. It would make me want to go, yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to stop my prioritized requests on Tool. I'm going to find another band because I clearly cannot make everybody happy. If I was Supervised Chaos, that's what I would do. So Chaos is a trooper, man. He really is. And he plugs away, man. He really does. I'm sure he would love to do all 3 parts of the Holy Trinity all at once. But as a Silverton member, he can't do that. He can do 1 per month. So, you know, I think he's doing you guys a favor. All of you that want to hear, you know, I see in the comments all the time, more Tool, more Tool. Well, the only person who's requesting Tool is Supervised Chaos. He's it. He's the only one who is making any Tool requests at all. There aren't even any Tool requests in the queue. It's all Supervised Chaos. So number 1, you all should be getting on down your hands and knees and bowing at the feet of Supervised Chaos because he's the only one who's making these Tool requests happen. That's number 1. Number 2, don't sit there and criticize the man for requesting Tool songs the way that he wants to request them. He's the one paying for them. He should be able to request whatever he wants, however he wants. And if he wants to give them to me one at a time, then I'll get them one at a time. The point is, I will get them eventually, okay? It may not be all at once. I'm sorry you're so used to instant gratification, but at the same time, sometimes you gotta be patient and wait for the good things that are gonna come your way. Patience has its rewards, okay? So guys, in all seriousness, to wrap this up in the future, knock off those comments, please. I can only imagine how it makes Supervised Chaos feel. I know for me personally, it's infuriating. So knock it off. Seriously, if you want, okay, I'll put it to you like this. If you want to do something about it, fine. Get on the bronze tier or wait for a silver tier or a gold tier to open up and make your own requests. You request them the way that you want to request them. And I'll work with you. I absolutely will. So let's try to keep things pleasant in the comments, please. Thank you. All right, let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow before I infuriate anybody else. So we have a 7.2, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I've spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.